Hello everybody, and welcome back to Forza Horizon 3. I am here today with the Dodge Ram Power Wagon, and I'm going to be taking this up our hill climb course. I'm not sure how this truck is going to fare. It starts off midway through B class, well, about a quarter of the way through really. So we should have quite a bit of room to stick it up into S1 class. It comes with, it says stock, okay, I didn't know. Oh, there's nothing else. So we're basically going to jump up an entire class just from sticking the snow tires on it, but we are going to need the snow tires. They are a requirement. It starts off with relatively big tires to start with 315s. I am just going to upgrade them because we are going to want as much grip as possible. 325s all around. One of the nice things with this truck, it starts off as all-wheel drive. That is a requirement for this series. You do have to be all-wheel drive. So this truck starts off all-wheel drive, so we don't have to do any conversions. I'm not sure how much power the standard engine gets. We can swap it out for the 6.2 liter V8, the 8.4 liter V10, or the 6.5 liter V12. I'm not sure if we're going to need to swap it out or not. I will have to come back to that after we get everything else in the truck. I am going to just stick on the diff real quick. Unfortunately for this truck, there is no aero parts. So I'm not actually sure what that really means for the truck. I guess we just can't get any extra downforce. It would have been nice to have the extra downforce, but yeah. I'm also not going to put a roll cage in it. I don't think it does help the handling. It's only 200 pounds. Yeah, I'll put a roll cage in. The big thing I'm going to need is the weight reduction. It takes out almost 1,400 pounds, and even then we're still fairly heavy. I think that's an accurate word. Maybe even not even strong enough to describe this truck. 4,700 pounds. Yeah, I'm going to be wanting to take some weight out of this truck as and where I can. Now, I'm not sure if we are going to get to the top of the class or not. With the standard engine, it's not really looking that way unless the turbos would add a ton of PI. Because that's basically all of the horsepower parts put on except for a few. I also have to check the gearbox, make sure it doesn't have a really bad gearbox. So the gearbox does add a little bit of PI, but not enough to really make a massive difference. Turbos. Yeah, I don't think even upgrading these turbos to the maximum, we would get close to the top of the class. So we are going to need to swap the engine in the truck. Now I do want a lighter engine. Oh wow, that's so much lighter. I'm not going to go for the V10 just for the fact that it's heavier. I might need to though, because I don't know if this V8 is going to get us to the top of the class. The V10 definitely shouldn't. Out of the ones that I know will get us to the top of the class, the V10 is the lightest. I'm going to go with the V10. And I am going to stick a... Do I want a supercharger or a turbo? They had the same amount of horse... Oh no, they had slightly different amounts. What about weights? Because I want to try and keep it as light as possible in case the superchargers are heavier. Yeah, if the superchargers were lighter, I would have went with a supercharger. But where the superchargers are heavier and give me less power, I'm going to go with the turbos for the 1 extra PI. No, I want to continue working. I didn't want to click that backwards that much. I am going to stick the exhaust on to try and save some weight. Also an air filter. That should also save us a bit of weight, I think. That doesn't. What about you? No, but you had a decent amount of power. I'm not actually sure if we're going to get to the top of the class even with this engine, which would be scary. Is the truck even going to get to the top of S-Class? That doesn't add any PI on at all. Neither does that. We are struggling to find PI in this truck. Gearbox. Let's throw in all of these parts. and just see if we can possibly... 890 is the max we're getting. We are going to have to go even bigger. But no, not aspiration. I think this is going to be the first vehicle to use the V12, which is scary. That is a very, very scary prospect. Oh my goodness, I think this is going to be the most powerful vehicle we've had so far. I'm going to make sure that it still has the diff installed. And what about gearbox? Okay, so it still has gearbox installed. I may drop that down. Is that going to be used for being dropped down? Yeah, I'll drop that down to save us a little bit of PI. Not that we need the PI to put more power in this thing, but I mean, why not? Why not just go all in 1200 horsepower, right? Now it's going to be really awkward. I don't know. I was going to say, it's going to be really awkward to find 1 PI now, isn't it? I wonder if any of these parts will go on. No. I am kind of scared for this truck. I feel like there's going to be a lot of wheels when we have 1200 horsepower. One of the saving graces may be its weight. I'm not actually sure. The weight may help us a little bit, but I'm not sure what to think of this truck. It's the first vehicle, like I said, to use the V12. Can we stick any of these on and knock PI down? No? Okay, that's rare, but we'll go with it. So yeah, we are going to see how the Ram Runner fares up our hill climb course. Alright, we are here at the Devil's Corners hill climb to see how the crazy, crazy Ram will fare. It's actually not that bad accelerating, and it didn't get off the line that badly, but that's to be expected. We are on the tarmac. Oh my goodness, the grip that this thing has. I turned in expecting a bit of understeer, but no, it actually turns. That's a scary prospect. It doesn't seem to be too bad. The gear ratios are a little bit long. Oh, please slow down. Yeah, the gear ratios are a little bit long, a little bit too long for my liking. I think it could definitely benefit from shorter gears, and that may be what undoes it, because shorter gears would, I think, allow it to accelerate slightly quicker. It's just not really accelerating in the way that I'd like it to. The gears are kind of awkward. It has so much turn-in, though, so much more than I'm expecting. I'm expecting it to kind of understeer off with this much power going through the all-wheel drive system. We are getting up to 112 miles an hour there before I had to slow down and get on the brakes for that corner. But this truck, it definitely feels like you're driving a massive truck. There's no doubt about it. It feels heavy through these corners. It feels really bulky. Oh, please turn. I hope we got that checkpoint. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, why? We were doing mildly okay. And then I messed up where I was on the track and forgot. The truck could use some slightly better brakes. I'll give it that. If anything, I think that's its weak point. It just doesn't slow down as well as I would like it to. Now, it should have no problems with these bumps. I am going to dive to the inside there. I say that, and it's getting all kinds of twitchy. Slow down, please make the corner. Now, what are we going to get to speed-wise here? Actually not too bad, 105 miles an hour. Now that, it doesn't seem like it's a fast accelerating truck, but just the way it puts its power down, it can actually use its 1300 horsepower. It's not spinning the wheels. Yeah, that's going to be a relatively unimpressive time. What is it, 2:15? Yeah, let's just forget about that one and restart. Alright, so we're here for the second run up our course. Hopefully I don't miss a checkpoint this time. I think that run, it wasn't going to be a great run, but it wasn't a bad run either. I am noticing something with this truck that's really weird. Some of these corners I'm just noticing I have the braking line turned on, because that's... Sometimes I screw up braking, and I don't know, I just always ran with the braking line on because I'm terrible at judging braking distances and so on, especially in Horizon without any braking boards or anything like that. but it's telling me to brake at points where I know I can push the truck farther. Like, the brakes aren't great on the truck, but the braking line is kind of underestimating them, I think. I don't know, it's weird. Like here, I definitely want to have a bit of a lift and then get back on the power around this corner because we have the grip to carry some speed there. I feel like this may end up being one of those vehicles that I explained in the last video, that it feels really slow and sluggish, but it actually puts up a relatively decent time, and I'm hoping that this goes. I'd be amazed if it went under the 204s. I'd be amazed if it went first, to be honest with you. But going in the 204s, I think, would be a good accomplishment. It'd put it right around second place on our board. I think I may have turned in a bit too soon. Oh my goodness, this truck is throwing me off. Another pissing checkpoint missed. Oh. I love how missing a checkpoint flags your race time. Like, why? You didn't rewind or anything. You missed a checkpoint. You should only get the race time invalidated if you screw up big time and actually have to rewind the time. I messed up my line coming into here. Not that it matters because we had a really... we missed another checkpoint. So it's all down to the final run for this truck now. I'm really annoyed with myself that I turned in a bit too soon there and missed a checkpoint. It is going quicker than our last run, so I mean, that's something, right? It could be the first vehicle to go above the 210s. Alright, we are here for the Ram's final run. Hopefully I can actually get it through the course cleanly. I don't really care about dirtying the lap time per se. I care about actually hitting all of the checkpoints. And if I pull stuff like that, that may not happen. But I want to hit all of the checkpoints and not miss a checkpoint, because missing the checkpoint is what's screwing me over. It's taking off so much time. What I would like is if, when you missed a checkpoint, it gave you the chance to just hit a button and automatically reset, instead of giving you the countdown, because the countdown, really, when you're hot lapping, it's wasting your time, and you don't want to lose any more time than necessary, and just missing a checkpoint, it's already bad enough. You don't need that extra 3 or 4 seconds, whatever it is that it gives you to rewind. You don't need that added on top, because you're going to have to restart from wherever your last checkpoint was from a standstill. I think that system could use a little bit of reworking, to be honest with you, but that's just my 2 cents worth. I'm being a little bit salty here. Let's just continue with this lap and hope that I don't miss a checkpoint this time out. Slow down, get it around that corner. I pushed a little bit too hard into that corner. I'm trying to push the truck as much as possible because I want to get as much speed out of it as I can while still hitting the checkpoints. Good, didn't miss that checkpoint. Yeah, the gears in this truck are just, they're really odd the way that they're laid out. I want to be hitting this, that way I'm already turning in. Come on, get across. That's ice, that's ice, that's ice, that's ice, that's ice. Just had to have a little bit of a lift across the ice so I didn't bin it in the wall, because I want to try and get as cleaner a run as I can. Still pretty decent run out of that third to last corner. We got 105 miles an hour coming out of that corner. Come on, you can do it, truck. Come on. Oh my goodness, that was quick. I think all of the leaders for this course are just doomed. They're cursed. I just pulled everything together in that last run. Didn't miss a checkpoint, which was the big reasons why I was messing up so badly before. And we have a new leader by about half a second. No. Yeah. 0.6 of a second. Something like that. Yeah, the Ram, like I said, the weight helped it, I think, to a degree. If the truck was a little bit lighter, and by a little bit I mean like maybe 500, 600 pounds lighter, it would have just flown up this course. The weight definitely helped it. It allowed it to put its power down really nicely, which when you have 1,300 horsepower is always a nice thing. I was kind of fearing that we may have a wheel spin out of control sideways truck, but we didn't. The truck was nice and controlled, and we have a new leader.